Today we are reviewing this week's episodes of anime. This is our weekly tier list, and we're gonna break it down real quick. Just to get a few things out of the way, shows that were dropped. Now, I already mentioned these shows were dropped, right? So I did start these shows. Togenonki, we got halfway through, dropped it because the Weird Milker one, that Weird Milker episode like 2 weeks ago, but also I was just like, Togenonki, like, it's nice, some good direction, but just, we had already dropped My Awkward Senpai as well because first episode was cute, sure, but like, it just was outshined by other first episodes for romance anime, specifically Yanokun, which I thought was absolutely adorable, which we will speak on more during this video. The other show that has been dropped since is This Monster Wants to Eat Me. Now, reason I dropped it, all right? It's pretty simple, really. I just don't want to watch a bunch of shows. This show did not perform well enough on YouTube, and it did not hook me enough in episode 1 to keep my attention, right? People said it was like, oh, this is the Yuri version of the Summer Hikaru died. No, not really. There's a monster that wants to eat the girl. I wouldn't say that's exactly what's going on in the Summer Hikaru died. I think that for me personally with this show, the thing that does not resonate with me like as much as it needs to is the idea of like being as severely depressed as she is. I'm just not like a super depressed person. I don't have depression. Does shit make me sad? Sure, things can make me sad, but I'm just not depressed. I'm not clinically diagnosed with that. Now, if I went to a doctor and they got a clinical diagnosis on me or they did that stuff, I'd probably come back with a few things, right? Maybe OCD or I don't know, something. I'm sure there's something in there. I'm not all right? But depression is one of those things that I just don't really relate with. I don't really have thoughts of suicide or, you know, days where I can't get up and do things. Well, maybe I might have a day where I don't want to do anything. And this is like a discussion that I had previously. I don't know. It might have been on the last week of this, or maybe it was on a different video. I don't know. But basically, I said, like, I can be, like, depressed for a day, but I don't have clinical depression. That shit is like eternal. Not really, but it feels like it. Like it keeps on going. It's day after day after day after day. And it really feels like a lot of hopelessness. I've seen people that have clinical depression. So that thing like really never resonates with me. I like the way it was depicted. That looked cool. But yeah, to say that this thing is like the new Summer Hikaru died, come on. Also, another thing I want to say. People were like, oh, it's like Summer Hikaru died, but Yuri, so it's better. No, in my personal opinion, I'd rather watch Yaoi. Now, here's why. You're going to say, oh, wow, that's pretty gay of you. And also, I would say, wow, that's closed-minded of you. How dare you? But here's the thing. In all reality, I'm a guy. The feelings of guys, I think, resonate with me so much more than the feelings of girls. Why? Because I'm not a girl. The way that women's brains work are kind of different from men's brains, right? Women do tend to be more feeling, emotional, right? It's why whenever you make a mistake, you should tell your wife you're sorry, no matter what. Don't try and make an excuse. Don't try and like logic. Don't try to make her see the light. It doesn't matter. She's not going to see the light. You just say you're sorry and be better. That's it. You know what I mean? There's also tons of other things when it comes to being a woman, the way that a woman thinks versus a man thinks. I know how a man thinks. I'm a guy. I get it. And so and maybe that's it. Maybe that's not it. I don't know. But for some reason, when I watch a show and a guy is going through something, it just hits me harder than when a girl is going through something. I don't know if that makes me misogynistic, sexist, or just a guy that understands guys. You know what I mean? But yeah, Yaoi over Yuri, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Yaoi over Yuri. Those are the drops so far. And by the way, I did watch season 1 of this show. It's a hassle to deal with. And also, I just don't have time to watch a bunch of shows. I'm trying to take this season easier. Last season was hell. Next season's going to be hell. I'm trying to like kind of chill here. I did watch season 1 of this and I liked it. I also watched season 1 of this and I fucking hated it. Hated is maybe strong. I did not like it. I did not like this. That's why I was like, I'm not going to watch season 2. Just so you're aware, these are shows that I'm aware of. I maybe seen episode 1 of, or a few episodes of, or I saw season 1 of and decided not to watch further. Now, let's move on to this stuff. All right. Oh, by the way, Kingdom. I just want to real quick say Kingdom. I've seen season 3. I'm going to be starting season 4 maybe in a week or two. On Patreon, it'll be coming in November. So you can expect those season 4 in November. We watch like 4 episodes a week, and we will be watching through 4 episodes a week for November. And then starting with season 5 and season 6, it'll be 2 episodes a week, because season 6 I'm going to be watching probably in like December, unfortunately, even though I want to watch it so badly right now. Let me know down in the comments, should I be uploading reactions to Kingdom? And if I upload reactions to Kingdom, what should I upload? Should I start with season 3? Should I start with season 1? Should I just start with like episode, 19 of season 3 with the big speech from the king? Or, episode 18, the stuff with Biao? You know what I mean? You let me know. Also, I did watch it with Chinese names. So if you hate that, it's too fucking bad. Now, let's actually get into the real meat and potatoes here. Episode 2 of Uma Musume Cinderella Gray. That was great. That was great, dude. That was great. I really enjoyed it a lot. I loved it's a big Super Creek episode, which was so awesome. It was really, really enjoyable. Still not an Oguri episode, but it was a Super Creek episode, which was really cool. We got to actually, dude, I'm teetering. It's in between peak and great for sure, because I then watched the actual race as well. And it's just so interesting. It's just so interesting when you see her just actually, or him, I don't know if Super Creek was a guy or girl, but when you see the rider just maneuver through people and move up, oh, it was so cool. Loved it. That was great. Next up, Unlimited Gacha mid. That episode was mid, bro. That shit felt straight filler. Now, admittedly, it's moving it's moving into something cool. We're gonna get into the revenge stuff. So I think next week it'll be a lot better. But this week, yeah, it's kind of mid again. Fated Magical Princess. Now, this one's a tough one. Who Made Me Princess? Whatever. It's tough because I'm judging it based on episodes 2, 3, 4, and 5. I watched all 4 of those already, okay? The first week's tier list, judging just episode 1. This one's judging 4 episodes. Peak. Absolutely peak. The depth that they've shown us, the reasons why characters are the way that they are. I will say, she keeps on being pretty dumb, though she is a kid. So it's like, all right, it makes sense. But I always say kids are stupid. She keeps on being stupid with this idea that like, oh, she's still thinking of that future she saw, and she's like, I'm trying to get to this point when she's already changed everything. Which is like, come on, please realize this. Really dumb of you. Outside of that, absolutely great. I loved, all the different characters. I love their interactions with one another. I love the more depth that we get. I like how she just shits on the bad guy the entire time. The guy that's voiced by Sukuna. I love that. She's just embodying him. Oh, your son? He's stupid. She's like, oh, the guy's like, oh, Jeanette. Yeah, she's stupid. Everybody's stupid. They're not good enough. Sorry. But it's just because he has some sneaky ass ideas. He's up to something. And so I've really enjoyed it. Peak. Absolutely. I've really enjoyed it. My Hero Academia, the death of All Might and the rebirth of Bakugo right at the end of the episode. Peak. That was crazy, dude. This was an insane episode. Absolutely amazing. I absolutely loved it. It was so good, dude. It was so good. Now, listen, we'll be throwing something as the best of the week once we've kind of like gone through everything. But yeah, that was awesome. Absolutely loved that. Dude, what a great episode of My Hero. Truly. I loved it. All Might's the fucking man. And I'm so excited for next week. Next week, it might be the best episode. Bakugo back? Come on, dude. Ranma 1/2. We Shampoo turns into a cat now. We meet her grandmother, Cologne. We meet Moose as well, who's vying for Shampoo's favor, but Shampoo's it's so ironic, right? It's like Shampoo is, or Moose is to Shampoo what Shampoo is to Ranma, right? Shampoo is chasing after Ranma not interested because Ranma already has somebody else. Moose is chasing after Shampoo, but Shampoo's not interested because she already has somebody else, even though she doesn't really have that somebody else. She's just chasing after him. Ranma, good episode. I thought it was great. It was great. I enjoyed it. To Your Eternity. This episode was much better. I mean, it just felt more connected. You know what I mean? The way that they just kind of threw us into season 3 was like, I don't know how I feel about this. But this one was much better. It's like, hey, so this whole time, the Tasty Peach Foundation, getting everyone together. We're all in the same roof. Bringing everyone together was so interesting. The girl ran away just overall, man, I really like this one. This was a great episode. Great episode. Boom. Tojima wants to be a Kamen Rider. Peak. It was good, man. It was really, really good. I'm probably gonna throw it in great. Maybe like right there. Yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed it. It was a good episode. It was a bit much, I would say, you know, with the way that they had Tak just strip in the middle of the street and transform into her outfit. It's like, okay, hold on now. But also, what else are you gonna do? Oh, actually though, yo, this episode was peak. I just now remembered an actual shocker showed up at the end, which is like, what? Which means that Kamen Rider's real in this world, which is insane, and I'm so excited for what's to come. That was a peak episode. I just remembered now that Shocker showed up. A real shocker. And that was a shocker. I was shocked. I was quite surprised. Spy Family, great episode. Could have been the best episode of the week, honestly. It was really good. I loved the episode. We get backstory for Lloyd. We get to see what he's been through. We get to see that when the bomb started falling, that really like caused things, because there was kind of like a standstill, like we don't like each other between Westalis and Estonia, right? We don't like each other. We're at odds. But it wasn't like war. And then the bomb started dropping. I'm pretty sure his friends got fucking blown up. Parents are probably dead. Last time he even got to say something to his dad, he lied to him, and he finally gets this conviction or whatever. He feels like, oh, I gotta tell him the truth now. He's already dead. It was crazy. It was a crazy episode right towards the end. But for the most part, it was like kind of like seeing Lloyd's perspective on things, and that was really great. Oh, also we got Tonitrus Bolt going to Anya as she takes one for the team to help out Damien Desmond. That was great. Love that. Maybe not the best of the week. I'm putting it like right here. Yeah. Next up, SANDA. Dude, SANDA also peak. I'm still like kind of confused on what's happening, but there definitely is some sort of group that is trying to hunt down and maybe even kill Santa. So that's interesting, right? That'll be a very interesting element to add into things. Santa's got to grant these wishes. I thought it was awesome. I might throw it in great. It looked really good. But we got introduced to a bad guy that's an old man, but a young man in the face because of all the Botox, I guess, plastic surgery. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it in great. Peak. Assassin was surprising because I had it in my mind that it was going one way. I really truly had it in my mind that it was going to be, you know, Sadon, the Knight Commander. Commander Sadon, I had it in my mind, he was the bad guy, right? And he was misleading Akira into believing that the king and princess were evil. And they were going to subvert our expectations. And then, boom, no, actually, Sadon's the bad guy. He died. He is dead. And Gillis even helped other members of the class in order to break free, become their own party, and leave. And if that's the case, then I really don't think that Sadon was a bad guy. I don't know. I don't know what to think right now. I mean, I definitely think the kingdom, rather the king and the princess, bad guys, right? But yeah, I thought it was a really good episode. I really enjoyed it. It was great. It was a great episode. I really enjoyed it. Next up, Genosha. Episode 1 of Genosha, peak. It is very interesting. It is going to be very Among Us-like. Now, listen. For those of you that are like, actually, it's not Among Us. It came out before Among Us, and it's based on a werewolf. And yeah, dude, I get that, okay? I understand. I know what werewolf is, okay? But guess what I never played? Werewolf. Guess what I did play? Among Us. So, I'm going to call it Among Us. All right? And I'm going to make Among Us references. Why? Because I played Among Us. I never played Werewolf before. I've never played Mafia. Those two games that are supposed to be like this sort of thing. Okay, but the first episode looks beautiful, very interesting. You get to see all these characters. It's going to be one of those like, hey, there's an imposter among us that needs to be voted off. And that's kind of what this show's whole premise is. The character design's unique. Great cast. If you look at the cast, the voice actors for Genosha, oh my God, it's crazy. So I'm super excited for this, man. That was awesome. That was one of my favorite episode 1s, even though it did start a week after all the other episode 1s. But that was awesome. Speaking of episodes 1s, man. Oh, man. Tough, dude. One Punch Man's episode 1 was mid. Yeah, it was pretty mid. It was a lot of still images with just mouth flaps. The art was not bad. right? The art was not bad. The art was pretty solid, but like, it's just the art of like a single image. Is it just gonna be like colored manga panels? Is that what we're gonna do here? Like, fuck, dude. It's just insane that this can happen to a series for it to go from what it was in season 1 to this. By the way, for everyone that's like up in arms over like what it looked like in season 1, like, oh, season 1, it looked so good. Why does it? No, shut up. Shut the fuck up. It's never gonna look as good as season 1 again. Never. It's not gonna happen. Season 1, all-star cast. They bring in a great director who brings in all his buddies to animate this thing. You think it was done by Madhouse? No, it wasn't actually done by Madhouse. Madhouse hired the director. The director said, yo, I want to bring in the homies, and they made this thing. Okay? Sure, some people in Madhouse worked on it, but it wasn't an exclusively Madhouse thing. The director brought in all-time animators, like phenomenal animators, to animate this show for season 1. That stuff doesn't happen, and it's not going to happen again. At least not for One Punch Man. Maybe for other shows, but definitely not for One Punch Man. So yeah, One Punch Man season 1 was phenomenal. It was beautifully animated, okay? I will admit, there didn't really feel like there was a ton of story in season 1 of One Punch Man. I also have not rewatched it since it aired. I watched it in 2015 or 16, whenever the hell it came out. Season 2 felt like there was much more story, but the animation was downgrade. Though I do maintain that everyone was way too harsh on the animation, and I don't think it was really that bad. I don't. Season 3, episode 1 is looking like it's going to be worse than season 2 animation, which at least there was some animation in season 2. This one, I don't even know if it's going to reach that level. Like, I'm wondering, is it going to be like, is it even going to reach like viral hit levels of animation, which is a lot of still frame, zoom line shit, right? I don't even know if it's going to hit that level of animation, which I'm quite worried about. I'm trying to be optimistic. I'm trying to stay optimistic here. Who knows what could happen, right? But damn, quite unfortunate. That's how I feel at the moment. Pretty mid episode 1. May I ask for one final thing? Was good. It was a good one. That was a good episode. I really enjoyed it. She wasn't as like beat everyone's ass this time, unfortunately. I think there was a moment, but she did have this one line. She basically had a line of like that she was gonna beat everyone's ass. Dude, I can't remember what was the line, dude. I know we used the image for the thumbnail, and it was a line that really stuck with me. I think it had something to do with fucking nobles, man. Not fucking nobles, but you know what I mean. It was a good episode this week. I'm trying to think if maybe it deserves greatness. No, I'm gonna put it in good right now. It didn't really resonate with me. I'm trying to remember everything that happened in the episode. Yeah. I do think it's leading up to something better next week, though. So I'm excited to see that. Gachiakuta was peak. Dude, the end of the episode was insane. Dude, next week's Gachiakuta is probably going to be the best one. I don't think it's the best this week, but it's probably going to be the best next week, even though One Piece is making its comeback into these weekly polls, and that's gonna be something too. You guys are about to see how much of a One Piece fan I am when it's fucking best every week. Yeah, dude, next week is gonna be crazy. We got the big fight coming. He's gonna be fighting against the boss guy, who I always call his dad, and then everyone gets mad at me in the comments because I call him his dad. It's gonna be pretty exciting. I'm really excited for it. This episode was solid, right? It was, it had its moments, you know, we get to see like the trash falling from the sky and really see like what it's like to be down there. Because aside from Rudo coming down, I don't think we've seen like trash falling like that. This time we actually get to see like what it's like. It's pretty scary. Next up, Dusk Beyond the End of the World. And this one, so last week I watched episodes 1 and 2, right? So this is actually not, basically episodes, I was judging off of episode 0 before. Now I'm judging off of like actually being in the post-apocalyptic world. Great. I thought it was great. I thought it was a really great couple of episodes, and really got to show us what the world has become. Dude, the android lady, Yugure, she popped the fuck off. It was crazy. She's wild. She is very strong, and I'm really interested in seeing where this goes. So I think he's trying to figure out what the hell happened, you know, and can he find Toasa? Also, there's a bunch of, so Yugure looks like Toasa, and there's also other girls that look like Toasa. Pretty interesting. Oh, also we had that girl that kind of like betrayed them, but then ended up like saving them a little bit. So that was really cool. Anyways, I thought it was a great couple episodes. Yano-kun, I watched 2 episodes of. I watched episodes 1 and 2, rather 2 and 3, sorry. 2 and 3, and it was just cute. It was just cute, man. It was great. I loved it. I thought it was really good. I'm definitely locked in on this one. This is going to be the romance of the season for sure. It's adorable. And, you know, we even meet like Yano's dad, who is basically Yano, except he's like a little more aware because Yano's so focused on like not getting injured, not hurting other people with his own predisposition to getting hurt, that he doesn't even notice the feelings his class president has for him. But yeah, I loved it. I loved it. That I'm giving a lot of greats out. I'm giving a lot of greats out. I'm probably gonna give this one a good. Campfire cooking. Campfire cooking was good. Yeah. The food looked good. Gods gave powers to more familiars, so more familiars have powers now. Sui is now a blacksmith, which is like, huh? And the others are super strong. We meet an elf that is just obsessed with like monster stuff, but specifically obsessed with the pixie dragon, Dora-chan. And it's cute. You know, there's some cute moments here. You know, there's some comedy here and there, and the food looks amazing. I liked it. I thought it was good. Chitose is in the Ramune bottle. Another great episode. That was great. I love how he is communicating with this kid and trying to help him understand that, like, you're taking shit too seriously, and you don't need to. You really don't need to take shit as seriously as you are. It's kind of ridiculous. You're just working yourself up way more than needed. And he's trying to help him to communicate, help him become better, help him become cooler over the next 3 weeks. So that way he can then go back to the girl that was an asshole to him, which, by the way, the girl definitely was an asshole to him, and then shit on her. A wild last boss appears. Also peak, by the way. It was awesome, dude. She's fighting off the sheep guy, beating him up. After the sheep is like beating up the Leviathan and stuff, a wild last boss was peak. It was awesome. I loved that episode. And she easily defeats the sheep after the sheep is like messing up the entire city, just putting him back in his place and reminding him, I'm him, even though he's actually a she, but still, like, I'm the one, you know? And that was really awesome. I liked it. Yeah, that's my list. What is the best one of the week? Best of the week. Best of the week, I think I might have to give to My Hero. It's either My Hero or it's Who Made Me a Princess. It's one of the two. Again, Who Made Me a Princess, I watched 4 episodes of. So this is going based on 4 episodes, not just episode 5. It's all 4 of those, episodes 2 through 5. Because last week we were judging based on only episode 1. So maybe. Genosha was super interesting. I really enjoyed it. You know, we got to meet these characters and stuff. They threw SQ's ass at us the whole time. But yeah, I think My Hero takes it this week. It was just so good. I really enjoyed it. Just wait till we get to those Japan Cup weeks, man. It's going to be a tough one. When we get to the big weeks for Uma, I think it's going to be Uma fighting against One Piece, maybe Gachiakuta. Who knows? Could be Genosha, could be SANDA. There's a lot of good shows this season. It's crazy because we went into this season thinking, oh yeah, this season's going to be ass. No, not really. This season's not ass. I'm enjoying the shows that I'm watching, even the ones that I'm like putting in mid. Like, I enjoyed the episodes. I think more could happen, right? Especially for this week specifically. These two, nothing happened, and I'm sure next week these will rise out of mid. I'm sure next week we will have no mid next week. I think this is the way we're gonna do it. This is my tier list for the week. I thought that My Hero was the best, and just ahead of Who Made Me a Princess, because I watched 4 episodes of that. The first episode of Genosha was great. Absolutely loved it. In fact, it was peak because it reminded me so much of Among Us, and they played me. I really thought it was going to be the other girl, and then it ended up being SQ, and so I look stupid. And now I'm excited to see like even larger casts doing the whole, you know, voting people off, and like I want to see like the reasoning for it, the lies told, who ends up being the person. Oh, the Genosha rather. Awesome. Gachiakuta next week is going to be crazy. We really set up some craziness at the end there. Spy Family next week could be crazy if they continue on the Lloyd story, which ended with some craziness there, right? Like, we get to see like when the bombs dropped and things got fucked up for Lloyd. He had to grow up in that moment. Kamen Rider was really awesome this week as well, just with a real genuine shocker showing up. Who knows what's going to happen there? That'll be really interesting to see. And again, this Kamen Rider show, Tojima Wants to Be a Kamen Rider, maintains very much a comedy, an action comedy. It is not just action. It is definitely an action comedy. SANDA introduced more elements. That's awesome. I went through everything here, but well, what did you guys think this week? You know, how would you do it? What is your best episode of the week? How would your tier list look? I think next week we can get rid of the drop thing unless I'm actually dropping stuff. Just know that these 5 will not be included because these shows specifically are dropped, and I was just wanting to let people know that I did watch season 1 of these and decided not to pick them up. That's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know about Kingdom, you know? Should we start with the beginning of season 3, the beginning of season 1? Should we upload just episode 19? Let me know. What do you guys think we should do? Till next time, make sure you all keep it fresh.